Make your dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Hello there, my name's Elizabeth Hackford, I'm the Law of Attraction lady. Thank you for joining me for this video. Today I'm going to be talking about the law of assumption. I've seen a lot of videos on this subject and I think there's a lot of confusion about the law of assumption, what it actually stands for, where it came from. So I thought I'd jump in and create this quick video to explain clearly what the law of assumption is. The law of assumption was originally coined by Neville Goddard. Now Neville Goddard was an American author who died about 50 years ago. He wrote on the Bible, self-help and mysticism, and in many ways he was the precursor to the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and he adopted a lot of the teachings of Napoleon Hill. One of my favourite books by Neville Goddard is called Feeling is the Secret, and he goes very much into the law of assumption in that book. So there are two definitions of the word assume. To assume means, in the first instance, to assume that something is going to happen that maybe you can't prove. So for example, I assume that these beautiful flowers behind me will still be there after I've finished making this recording. That's the first definition of assume. The second definition of to assume is to assume responsibility or power of something. So for example, I could assume the responsibility of arranging the flowers in my house. You might assume responsibility for a new project at work. So there's a definition one, you assume something's going to happen, and definition two, you assume responsibility for something. Now it's definition two that Neville Goddard used when he talked about the law of assumption. Neville Goddard says, if you assume the feeling of a wish fulfilled, then it will manifest into your physical reality. The law of assumption is not about saying, I assume I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. I assume I'm going to be married with my dream partner tomorrow. I assume I'm going to have that new job tomorrow. It's about assuming the feeling today that that job has already manifested in your life. Assuming the feeling today that that dream partner is already in your life. Assuming the feeling today that you are already a millionaire. So it's not about assuming that something's going to happen. It's about assuming the feeling, taking that feeling, embracing that feeling into your psyche, into your subconscious, so that you believe it's already true. And when you fundamentally believe deep down that that dream is already existing in your life, well, the law of vibration means that your vibration will go up. And the law of attraction, which is the cornerstone to all of this philosophy, the law of attraction means that you will attract it into your life because you are vibrating at the same frequency of the dream that you are trying to manifest. And that's basically what the law of assumption is. So the law of assumption isn't 10 times more strong than the law of attraction. It's an integral part of the whole process.
I hope that makes sense.
So the law of assumption is nothing new when it comes to affirmations and manifestation, because all the time when we're trying to manifest, we should be raising our vibration. And by raising our vibration, we are getting into the feeling of a dream already manifested. So that is the law of assumption in a nutshell. It is about assuming the feeling of your dreams already manifested. Now I hope that's clear. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing to my channel. I talk a lot about the law of attraction. I talk a lot about the subconscious mind, rewiring the brain to attract what it is you want into your life. And I've also got my own website, thelawofattractionlady.com, where you can actually download a free recording to attract more abundance into your life. I hope I've clarified for you where the law of assumption sits in this whole philosophy, but basically the key thing to remember is to assume the feeling of your dreams already manifested, and then they will come to you through the law of attraction.